Everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Must Have Gone Board Game Geek, bringing you another Conan playthrough. I got a bunch of requests to continue to do some more Conan. I said maybe I'll do another scenario, and a bunch of people wrote and said, yeah, do another one, do another one. So I'm going to do the second scenario in the book. I did the first one in our first playthrough, the Picnic Village one. Now I'm going to do this one. It is called Hunting the Tigress. And as you can see, it takes place on a ship. And apparently one ship is being ambushed, and it's the ship of Belit, the pirate queen. And let's read what Hunting the Tigress is about. It says, for months the pirate ship Tigress has been scouring the waters off the coast of Stygia and the Black Kingdoms and preying on the profitable trade of gold and ivory, much to the disappointment of the king Tesphon, or Kes, I don't know how to pronounce that. As the Stygian fleet seems unable to put an end to the piracy, the king has promised a colossal sum to whomever can bring back Belit's head. With Belit's vessel anchored to resupply and a large portion of the crew on shore, Zaporov, the Zingaran captain of the Vandal, takes the opportunity to attack in hopes of claiming the enormous reward and the glory that accompanies it. Supported by a row of archers and the black magic of Scuthus, a Stygian necromancer sent by Stefan, the Zingaran mercenary and his troops quickly gain a foothold on the deck of the Tigress. Only Conan, Shivadas, and a handful of remaining warriors come to Belit's aid. Wow, so, as you can see, we are under attack. Basically, this is Belit's ship up here. Here she is. I'll just show you her miniature up close. She's scantily clad, which is typical of the Conan universe. Let's see, here are her guards. These guys are awesome. They too are scantily clad, but they're buff, so it's okay, I guess. They got big shields and spears, and that's her personal elite guard. And she is being attacked by pirates. These are some of the pirate figures. You notice, I'm going to show you one of the different ones. These are the archers, the Zingaran, I believe they're Zingaran archers or Bosnian archers that are helping with the fleet, and they do have a ranged attack ability. Not good, because what they're trying to do is kill Belit. If they manage to kill her, the scenario is over. If we can kill them within 8 turns, then we win. Now the biggest problem is the Conan Shivadas, her friends, are way over on the other side of the ship. That's not good. But we're going to talk about their special abilities real quick, and what each person has in their arsenal of things to do for this scenario. And you also see some chests here. There's some treasure. There's some reinforcements. There are 3 different events that can take place during the game. It's pretty cool. One of them takes the event out of the game, but it's pretty nasty. But anyway, let's start with Shivadas. Let's talk about him and his special abilities. Okay, so here he is now. What's interesting in this one is their jump ability is going to actually have an impact, because they can jump from ship to ship. And so if he jumps, he has to make a roll, a success roll, to do that. And basically it's a special action. It says leap. If Zaporov or Scuthus fails to leap, the character remains in the area. Anyway, they can leap across using the leap ability, and I'll explain what that does. In the last scenario we played, the leap ability really didn't have a whole lot that was worth looking at, but here it is. Leap. This character can spend 2 movement points. There's some that allow you to spend 1, or actually to roll a red die if the dice shows symbols equal to or higher than the number on the adjacent leap area. Place this model in an area adjacent to that area. Leaping is not affected by hindering. So you can see to leap from here at the wider part, it's actually 2. From here it's 1. Success. So that's how leap is going to work. You can see he's got a couple special abilities as well. One of them is the evasive ability. It's this one here. This character can move as if there were no enemy characters in the character's area, meaning he cannot be hindered by other players, other characters, not other players, other enemies. And then there is this ability as well, which I think is the one against archery. Untouchable. When this character defends against ranged attacks, their armor value is increased by 1 for that defense. Now he has no actual armor, so that means he will have an armor value of 1. and he can also choose to defend, which would be like a dodge in this case. And then last but not least, he has his ability to pick locks and stuff. It says lock picking, the character rolls an extra red dice when picking locks. He's good at getting into stuff. And that's Shivada. So there's 5 chests on in the game, so he can get into those chests. Those are complex actions. We'll see. Now, the way the scenario sets up, they're already a little fatigued when they get on the deck of the ship. So he's got 10 minus 3 right now to spend, and that's it. Now he's carrying currently his creased dagger and throwing knives. So he's got some weapons. He's going to do okay. And of course, there's Conan, and once again, you already know about his leap ability. And this version of Conan really only has one special ability, but it's a nasty one, and it is the circular strike. It's this one right here. And basically, it says when the character kills an enemy, character with a two-handed melee attack weapon, which he does not currently have. He's only got a two-handed weapon is defined as a weapon with a 3 or better. So currently, he does not have one. And there's really not one in the game, so I don't know how he gets one in this scenario. So that ability is going to be virtually useless for him. That's unfortunate. But he does have a sword, and that's what the scenario called for. So it's kind of like that. I guess they're hindering him a little bit in this one. I don't know why. But that's the way the scenario is set up. And again, he has 3 exhausted ability gems as well. We have Belit herself. She has some interesting abilities. Well, this is obviously swimming and jumping, but we're going to go to the first one there. It's the leadership. The hero can move 1 gem from their reserve zone to their fatigue zone to activate an ally. Activated allies move and attack like units. Each ally can be activated once. That's her special guard that protects her. And then she's also got the other banner there, and that I'm trying to remember. I have to look that one up. Oh, here it is. Support. Friendly characters in the character's area can re-roll 1 die for each of their actions. That's this right here. She's got a lot of abilities, by the way. She's definitely got some stuff going on. There's another ability which is attack from beyond. When this character dies before the model is removed from the board, the character may perform a free unarmed melee attack. Well, we hope we don't see that because that'll end the game for us. So we're going to keep in mind that she can do that and it has some special coolness, but we're probably not going to use it. Anyway, that is her, and her bodyguards got to get, they got to go through the bodyguards there. And the thing is, I'm trying to see, I got to look through the book because I'm struggling to see what the stats of those bodyguards are. I assume that they have some standard stats. I don't know. I was going to go look for a tile for them and see if there's one. There probably is one in the box. I'll check before we get rolling. Anyway, now she has currently is weapons. She's got her ornamental spear, which can be thrown for 1 red die, but she has to go pick it up then, or attacked with one die. It is not a 2-handed weapon either. And then she has a shield, so she's got some base defense. If she uses it, she can block with another, looks like an orange die. They should have made them green and red or something like that because they're too close. The orange and the red are too close together in certain lighting. And I'm not even colorblind. I can't imagine. Now they do have dots on them, so you can see the orange dice have a little diamond. So they do take into account the fact that people could be colorblind, but not on the cards themselves. So anyway, let's keep going. Okay, here they are. Here's Belit's guard. They have 1 armor, so it takes 2 points to kill them. They get 1 red die. They can move 3. I'm going to keep them out with Belit's figure just to have out there. Now this looks like a pretty simple scenario, except to remember that the Overlord's desire is simply to kill Belit. That's all he has to worry about. So let's get started. And of course, in the basic game, the name of the game, we're going to start with the player character's actions first, and then we'll move on to the Overlord's actions. Of course, I'm playing both, so I'm going to try to kill each other myself as much as I possibly can. Okay, first off, we're going to go with Shivada. Now, I could do a whole bunch of fighting right now, but I'm not going to do that quite yet because there is a really good ranged weapon available. He's going to first go here and then here, where he's going to attempt to unlock that box. Remember, he gets an extra red die when he's doing that. So so the first thing he's going to do is spend. Now that was his free movement. He used 2 moves to use for free movement, and then he spends 1 gem on manipulation to give himself 2 red dice. I don't think I need more than 2 to pop a box. It takes 2 successes. There's lots of successes on here. Let's give it a go. Okay, we're going to roll some dice and see. We got 2 exactly, so he did succeed in popping that chest open. Here is the deck. Let me back up for a moment. Okay, and then we're going to Shuffle these up. Not that many of them. There's only 5 items. And we're going to draw a life potion. So allows him to get 2 gems back. He'll when they're wounded, not just get them back. Okay, and let's see. I think he's going to wait. He only spent 1 gem so far. He does have his throwing knives. He could throw, but let me think about what Conan's going to do, because Conan's way over there still. I'm thinking he's going to just start killing things, but there are archers to worry about. He's got his leather armor, so he's got some armor, and the archers, you roll 2 yellow dice. They're not that beefy. The pirates get an orange die. Yeah, orange. Nope. Yeah, orange die. Okay, and the Sopravo gets 2 red dice, and we have the magician on the other side. By the way, his name is Scuthus. Here he is. This is his miniature. Pretty cool looking dude. Okay, and he's way back here on the other part of the ship. Alright, so Conan, I think he's got a movement of 2. So he can't get across the ship this turn. He's going to move to here, from here to here, and then he's going to first spend just 1 of his gems to attack. They all started in an aggressive stance, so he's going to do that. He's going to use his sword. It gives him a red die, and then he gets a red die for the ability itself. So it's just going to be 2 red dice. And the pirates, they have an armor of 1, so he's got to get 2 points to kill a pirate. And unfortunately for him, he does not have a 2-handed weapon, so it's not going to get his whirlwind ability that he has. Oh my gosh, he totally whiffed. Well, instead of making a reroll, he's just going to, now, you know, reroll keeps him, gives him the ability to get more, so he's going to actually reroll 1 of his dice. No, he's have to reroll both of them. We'll reroll 1, see if we get enough. Nope. Wow, bad roll for Conan. So I think he'll spend another gem, boom, in his combat. He can only spend 5 to get 2 more attacks. Now he got 3, so there's 1 that defeats the armor, 2 kills one of the Overlord's minions. Okay, boom. He'll hesitate for there. He'll stop for a moment, and we're going to let Belit go, I think, next, or Shavadas again. Let's go to Belit right now. So Belit is right here in amongst her guards. She's going to move to here. Now, she's got to worry about those guys a bit, but if she gets behind the post, then the line of sight from the archers won't be good. So she moves there. She's going to first spend 1 of her gems. Now, she's only going to get... Oh, she gets an orange die for complex manipulations, where Shavadas gets red. She's going to spend 2 of her gems. She doesn't have as many. She only starts with 9. She's going to spend 2 of her gems to get 2 orange dice and see if we can pop that chest open. Let's see if she can do it. She did not. So that's, well, you know what? Oh, here, let's get back on where we're at. Okay, there we go. She will do a reroll on that. She'll spend 1 point to reroll this one, because if she gets a success on it, then we got it. She did not. Man, we're off to a really bad start with the good guys. That's not good. And then she is probably going to use one of her special abilities next before we move on. I think she'll move the leadership ability. This hero can move 1 gem from their zone. Each ally can be activated once. So she's going to move 2 of her gems to fatigue zone and move these 2 guys with her, so she's got some protection. Be bad to get killed right away. And then let's go then to Shavadas again. And he can spend gems to move, but I think what he's going to do, he's over here. He's going to start doing some archery. Now he's got orange. Is it orange dice? Yeah, orange dice for archery, and a yellow die for his throwing knives. So he's going to spend 2 gems out of the 4 that he could spend on throwing knives. He's going to throw some blades at these pirates right in front of him. So that means he's going to get 2 orange dice and a red die, and a yellow die for his throwing knives. So here's what he's going to roll. See, hopefully he gets one of these guys. 2, so there's 1 for the armor, 1 for the pirate. We killed a 2nd pirate. That's good. And he's got 4 gems left. I think that's where we're going to end our turn. Well, Conan's got a lot he could still do. He could spend movement points. If we leap, we have to spend 2 moves, right? And have to make a roll. So if we leap, let me look. I'm going to look at leaping. Leaping requires 2 movement points, so you have to spend 2 gems. But these archers are going to shoot at him. There's no question. A question for me is line of sight. So see, you're supposed to be able to trace a line across. So they can see the spot, but do these count as obstacles? The big ballista. I would have to think no. It's hard to say. I'm going to look in the main rule book and see, but I don't believe they would, because in the line of sight rules, you just got to trace a line between the dots, and maybe there's an example. I'm looking for examples of that with line of sight. Well, you know, this is one of those things that, like I said, there's some things that aren't incredibly well explained. Line of sight being one of them. It's explained, it's just not really well explained. It just says that determine line of sight, trace an imaginary, a wall, a door, a mast. So a mast does count, etc. See, here's the problem. It says etc. So would etc. be ballistas? The big giant ballistas that are on the edge of the ship? I'm going to say no. Even though it would make sense, well, see, so she's behind a mast, right? So they cannot draw a line to her dot without going through the mast space, which means that she's probably safe over there. But Conan is not. So I think that what we're going to do is, I think he's going to activate his archers first. So let's go. Okay, first off, we're gonna take the end phase here for Conan and those guys. Okay, so in this phase, we're going to recover. All of these go into our fatigue zone. That's all that happens in this turn. Then the beginning of the next turn, we pick our stances when we get fatigue back. So we're going to get that, and then we are going to get that. And that's it for them this turn. So Belit's probably going to have to chill next turn. Now for the Overlord. First thing we're going to do for the Overlord is advance the turn track up here 1. These markers are to mark the hit points of the major villains, because they take more damage than regular guys do. Now we get to the next thing we do in the Overlord's phase. Another thing I don't like is put all the rules in one rule book, guys, because they separate the 2 different parts. So one is recovery for the Overlord, so he's going to get 5. So all 3 of his gems are going to come back. So he's got all his gems. And then we're going to activate, I think we're going to start by activating the archers right here. So they are going to cost us 2. And let's go do their activation. So during the Overlord's turn, he gets to activate 2 groups. So this is going to be one of them. I am going to say for them, these 2 guys to shoot Conan, they do not have to move. They're just going to shoot at him. Now, they have 2 yellow dice, so they don't hit really well, and Conan does have armor. So his armor is going to give him a yellow die as well. So we're going to roll the attacks first, and then we'll roll the armor. Here's the attacks from these 2 archers. First one, got 1 hit. That will do damage unless his armor protects him. And the second one, so 2 hits on him. So Conan's first one blocks the first hit. His second attack, it blocks. So the arrows skitter off his leather armor that he's got. That is a good thing. And then these 2, I think, they're going to shoot down her guards right here. They're going to stay here and shoot at her 2 guards. So we'll shoot at this first one first, see if we get it. 1 hit is not going to be enough, so the other one, see, they need 2 hits, so they're going to shoot again. Boom, that will kill one of these guys. So one of Belit's guys are dead. And so let's go back to the river now. Okay, on the river we're going to take this, we're going to slide all these forward and put the archers down at the end. And then I think we might go with the nondescript pirates here. Yeah, we're going to activate them for 2, these pirates here for 2 more, and I'll show you why. Because they are all surrounding our guys. So these 2 here are going to attack Conan for sure. They each get an orange die. That's it. So they're not real tough, and Conan does have armor. We do have some rerolls to spend, etc. We can get some extra movement. But we'll start there. So those 2 are going to swing. One of them gets nothing, the other one gets 1 hit, which Conan has to roll a yellow die to defend, unless he wants to spend defense. He does not. He actually took a wound. That is not good. So we take one of Conan's fatigued gems and put it in a wound space. So he's down 1 gem. But that's the attacks on him. And then these two guys, I think, they have a movement of 3. They could go after Shivatas, but I think they're going to go 1 and 2 to here. Now they are both hindered, and I got to look up that and see how that's going to affect them going into that space, because I think they can still attack Belit. Belit's got a shield, and she's definitely going to use the 1 gem she's got to block something. But let's see. Yeah, I think I don't think it does not hinder their ability to attack. It just hinders their ability to manipulate and do things like that. So they're going to charge in, and they're going to attempt to attack Belit. Now let's go over there. Now they have 1 orange die. Belit has. She's going to defend against one of them for sure. She's only got 1 gem, so she can only defend against one of them. She's going to do that. So I put that in her defense spot. But let's roll for the pirate first. He actually hit once. So Belit gets a yellow, and then her shield gives her, I can't tell if that's red or orange. Let's see, it's orange. So she gets an orange dice, so that's what we've got right here to defend against. Let's see if she can do it. She succeeds in defending. Then the other pirate gets to use his orange die. He attacks and get 2 hits on Belit, and she cannot defend against that. So that's bad. So that means 2 of her fatigued gems are going to go there. And that is going to be the Overlord's move. So we go back to the players' turns and how that works for the players. Now, because in the first part we were already basically moving, so this is a little different. So we go to the start phase, and in the start phase we have to pick first our stance. So since we're on Belit, we'll just take a look at that. She is going to pick a passive stance because she's only going to get 2 gems back otherwise. Which, oh, by the way, this moves down to her fatigue zone, which means she's going to recover 5 gems. There's 3, 4, 5, and she's hoping that Shivatas will come and save her because she's going to need it. And then Shivatas is going to remain in an aggressive stance, which means he only gets to recover 2 of his gems, and Conan is going to remain in an aggressive stance too and recover 2 of his gems. And that's the beginning part. Now we get to take their actions. So Belit is surrounded. She cannot get away from these guys. And she cannot actually take any actions but defense and reroll. So she's just going to hang tight and hope that her compadres come to save her. And they're going to. So Conan has to dispatch the guys in his space or he's going to be hindered, where Shivatas never gets hindered. So I think we're going to go with Shivatas first. He is going to go 1 and 2 into here. I'm sorry. 3, he's going to take all his movement. He has a movement of 3, and he's going to get in there and start killing some pirates. So he's going to use his crease knife. It gives him a yellow. So first off, he'll spend a gem to get an orange die. So he's going to get an orange and yellow on the pirate. And pirates they have 1 armor, so two hits and he kills him. He slaughtered one of these guys. Boom. There's 1 down. And then he will spend another gem to do that again. And he succeeds with 2 hits there, so he killed both the pirates in there and stopped Belit from getting bludgeoned. And then I think since there are no more enemies there, he's going to spend another die, another crystal to manipulate, which will give him a orange and a red die, I believe. No, a red die, and characters roll an extra red die, so he's going to get 2 red dice to pick that chest open. See what's there. Hopefully it's another potion or something. Oh, he succeeds, so he pops this one open. We get another item. Oh, sorry, wrong chest. That one's right here. This one goes. Actually, I made I don't know why I moved one of the chests off there, but there is a chest there. Okay, let's see what he gets. Boom! Another healing potion. You know, I think you can do a simple manipulation to trade. He's going to do that. He's going to use, now he's down to 2 gems. He's going to use a 3rd one to manipulate and trade. I think, I'm going to look that up, but I'm pretty sure you can do this. He wants to give one of those potions to Belit. who cannot do anything, but at least can take it. So to perform simple manipulation here, objects including items and cards as well. Okay, yeah. So using items, using objects. The manipulation action encompasses a wide range of activities from throwing an object, picking a lock. There are two main types of manipulations. Yeah, you can give or take, catch an object, you can throw it. So he's going to give Belit one of the potions, because she's actually got 2 hits, 2 damage on her. So she has a healing potion, and that is pretty much what Shivadas is going to do. Now Conan, on the other hand, he's going to do some damage. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to put 1 gem in his attack. Boom, that's going to give him a red and orange die to attack one of the pirates in his space. So he does. He kills 1 that's 1 point. He hasn't moved yet, so there he kills 1 more. We're killing a lot of pirates. He's going to spend 1 more gem to do that again, which he does successfully. He's a machine, death machine. And then he's going to spend 2 more to move and leap. Well, actually, he's still got his free movement. He doesn't have to do that. He's leaping across here. Now, he has to roll, I believe it's just 1 red die currently, and he's got to get a success of 1. That's pretty good on a red die. We're just going to take a chance on it and see if he succeeds. Come on, Conan. Boom, yes, he lands on the other side of the ship. That takes up 2 movement. I don't want him to run out of 2. He needs gems. And those guys are going to fire at him anyway. He's probably going to get swarmed on the attack here. Now. So I think we'll spend an extra gem to move him 1 to here, where he is going. Well, yeah, let's do that. Then he's going to attack. He's got the mask in his way now, so they can't shoot him without moving. They can move, though. But they're not going to go for a while. It would require the Overlord 8 gems to do that. I mean, he could, but there's more he could do than that. So he's going to move in there, and he's going to spend 1 more gem to attack another pirate. He's down to 3 in his pool. He kills another pirate. I mean, he's laying waste to the pirates. The first of the events that the Overlord can do is to reinforce. So he's probably going to need to do that pretty quickly, because we're taking these pirates down fast. And then he will spend 1 more gem. That's 4 out of the 5 he can spend fighting on that again. And he takes out yet another pirate. Man, he really walloped on those guys, didn't he? Oh, and by the way, the 1 pirates, these guys are history. They were killed. All 4 of them were killed this round. So they are still clogging up the river, though, unless we pay to activate them. But if we use our reinforcement thing, they will come back, and we'll get to flip their card over when we use the reinforcement action on the event. But the event's would cost us 5 right now. I'm not sure if we want to do that yet. Anyway, as I look at it, there's really nothing else that the characters want to do. They're going to reserve a couple of gems. Shivadas and Conan are going to reserve some things so that they have some ability to defend themselves if need be. And that's going to be that. We're going to take 1 more turn, then we'll call it a day. Come on, guys, we only got 8 turns to do this in. We got to kill the 2 big bad guys in 8 turns. Now, so after we do that, we're going to recover 4. We only have 4 left, so we recover all of them. So we might actually spend 5 to revive. I'll put the event way to the back. We could activate the red pirates. There's only 2 on there. The green pirates would require 3 to activate. They could definitely get to Conan and attack. I think that's going to be our first activation for the Overlord, is the green pirates here. So these guys here, they're going to move all the way back. Actually, you know what? We did not activate these guys, these gray pirates. We activated the archers and the red pirates, right? Yes, the ones that died, we did in fact activate them. They should have been in the back. Okay. I forgot to move them on the river. But anyway, the green pirates have now moved back in the river as well. I could have them jump across, but I think we're gonna try and do some. We're gonna block Conan. So the pirates have a movement of 3. They're gonna go 1, 2, and 3 over to here, and then each of them is going to get to attack Conan. 3 orange dice. Now, he is not going to spend any defense. He's got his leather armor. He's going to rely on that. So there's 1 hit. See if he defends against it. He does. Okay. Oh, cocked. The second one hits twice, and he blocks it with his leather armor, and then the third one misses. So good round for Conan. And then I think we're going to activate the big bad guy right here. That is Saporavo. He's going to cost us 4 gems to activate. We're going to spend all 4. And then he's going to move into here as well. That means Conan is stuck there with these guys. He gets to attack with 2 red dice. He's also got an armor of 3. He's pretty nasty. So here's his dice. He's going to attack Conan. That's cocked. Wow, so he got 5 hits on Conan. Conan is going to spend 1 of his gems in defense. Maybe both of them. He's going to spend both of his gems in defense, giving him 2 additional orange dice, along with the orange die from or the yellow die from his leather armor. It is orange dice, right? Yes, it is. Okay, so 2 orange dice and a yellow die to try and block 5 hits. Well, let me go get that die. It went way crazy. There's what he rolled. He got 3 out of that. So he's going to take 2 wounds. It's not good, but he's going to take it. And let's go to his sheet now. Now, his sword also had the ability to block, but the armor did the same thing, and you can only pick 1 equipment to use. Well, wait a second. It says pick an equipment. I wonder if he could have blocked and used the armor. I'm going to think of, let me look at that up. This is one of those areas I'm not 100% sure on. Let's look at, not armor, but guard. It says, the hero then chooses one of their equipment cards that has an armor bonus. Okay, so it doesn't matter. He chose his leather armor. It's the same. He gets it automatically, but he has to defend to get the sword armor bonus. Anyway, we took 2 points of damage, so Conan is hurting with 1 gem. He could do a reroll on the yellow one and see. Before he does that, let's do that. He's going to do a reroll on the yellow die that missed completely, and it missed completely. So then he does lose 2 hits. Conan's in trouble. Oh no, Conan got in trouble last game too, but then slaughtered his way out of it. Unfortunately for him, like you said, he doesn't have any abilities to get out of this. And that was the Overlord's turn. That was both of his activations. So we did activate, let me go to the river. We did activate him, and so he goes to the back. We're going to activate this guy pretty soon, I think. Yeah, we used quite a few gems on that turn. We also we're going to do reinforcement next turn as well. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, that is the end of the Overlord's turn. So we're going to stop there, and we'll pick it up next time. Conan the Barbarian, Scenario 2. We're trying to defend the ship. We're doing a pretty darn good job of it, but Conan just got into a spot of trouble. Belit has a bit of injury on her, but she has a health potion. She could do a simple manipulation to quaff it and gain back the 2 points she's lost so far. She's surrounded by her bodyguards. There's only 2 pirates left on her ship. Reinforcements, however, are probably imminent and inbound, and the sorcerer Scuthus has not done anything yet, which is scary because he does have things he can do. He's sitting there in a halo powered by his evil god Set. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I always appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this second run through of Conan. It's a really quick, fast game. It's like like I did the last one in 2 episodes. I see this one going about 2 episodes as well, unless something crazy happens. But we'll get on to something beefier maybe after that. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm enjoying the heck out of this. And I hope you are too. So, take care. Talk to you soon.